welcome over to the Armory tab. I know this one can seem like a gauntlet. All of the exclamation marks, all of the squares, everything on the screen. You got colors, you got faces, you got bullets. It's all over the place. Let me help just give you a little bit of guidance. The biggest tab right here is the schematics. As you play the game, you're going to collect guns, you're going to collect traps, and this is just a place for you to keep those items. It's just a way for you to easily move through all of the different ones. You have, of course, all of your weapons, all of your melee, all of the different traps that are involved. If you ever need to use the collection book, you can click a tab right here. It'll tell you what to add to the collection book. I would not even mess with the collection book. We're about to talk about it in a minute, but I would not even mess with the collection book right now. So as you're playing the game, you collect the different kinds of melee weapons, the swords, the hammers, you collect the different kinds of guns, all the good stuff. When you're playing the game, you're going to get a lot of really amazing tools, assault rifles, pistols, traps of every kind, gas traps, tire traps. You're going to get rocket launchers with all kinds of goodies all over them. This is where you store all that stuff. As far as hero goes, as you play the game, you're going to collect a lot of different kinds of heroes. This is a way just for you to get in between them. Do you want to look at your outlanders, your ninjas, your constructors, your soldiers? That's where you're going to be to look at all of those different ones when you want to level up certain ones that you want to play with. So when you want to look at the different ones, that's where you go, just into your heroes. Your survivors, we just talked about how to fill up your squads. This is where all of your survivors are kept over here, all the ones you don't use. Pro tips for that: early in the game, use what you got. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to recycle your survivors later on for a majority of their points. Never delete any of your legendary survivors. I didn't. I've kept all of mine since I started playing the game, and it's really benefited me later on. I even, no, I got rid of all my epics. There was a point in time where I kept all my epics around, but you know, there comes a point where you gotta send them off to the recycling farm, and you gotta do what you gotta do. As far as defenders, keep your legendaries, especially if you get one of each kind. You know, I have twos of each kind. Snipers are really good. Legendary snipers, especially if you get those, make sure to keep those for later on. As far as end game, you know, defenders go, this is an overview. We'll get into that in another video. We could theory craft all day, but we're keeping it focused. It's an overview. As far as your backpack goes, super simple. These are just things that you're carrying with you throughout your journey when you are in the world. These are different weapons that you can carry with you. Your schematics are over here. This is what you click to make so you have a gun when you're running out in the world. So you see these three down here, these are going to be the three that you have actively that you can switch through, and then you can of course switch those out just by dragging and dropping there. This is your backpack, things that you're currently carrying, the amount of traps that you're currently holding, the amount of ingredients that you're currently carrying. If you have specific questions, put them down in the comments below. We'll get over make some individual videos. Like I said, I stream 7 days a week. You're more than welcome to come pop in, come hang out. We're always doing goofy shit over there. Your collection book, early on, general rules of thumb: do not put anything in here unless you generally have like 2 or 3 of them. That would be my best rule of thumb for that. You'll know when you need stuff in the game. You don't really need stuff that you can't farm really early in the game, so leave it be for a little bit of time. When you realize you start needing additional stuff, you'll start to look around. That's when you'll find it. As far as transforms go, you'll earn these as you're playing the game. This is where you can, let's say I wanted to make a hero transform schematic, right? I would go over here, I'd break this down, I would put that in there. I would need, see, I put that one in there, it gave me 500. I need 1,000. So of course I would have to put a second one in there. Okay, now I'm maxed. You look at the bottom, that's the people I need. I would recommend early in game, don't even mess with this unless you specifically are on the hunt for something. Just know that those research points down there at the bottom, you're going to use those at multiple points in the game. But truth be told, you can do whatever you want in your game. It is customizable. I'm just going to recommend early on, you kind of don't fuss with that. All right, your storage is, if you're full up on stuff that you need that you don't want to get rid of, that's when you throw it in the storage. So as far as your armory goes, I know we touched on a lot. Let's briefly recap everything. Schematics, heroes, survivors, defenders, backpack, collection, transform, resource, storage. Ooh, goodness gracious. Schematics is where you go when you're collecting everything out in the game. That's going to be all of your guns, all your melee, all your traps. Hero is going to be all your heroes that you use as your primaries, as your supports, as your tacticals. That's where they're all stored. For all of your survivor squads, they're going to be in your all survivors. For all of your defenders, they're going to be right there. Backpack space, that's stuff you carry around with you when you're moving throughout the game. Collection book, that's where you put stuff where you have doubles, triples, quadruples of stuff. It's not really so much like a wall of fame as much as it is like a storehouse of like, yo, I just go in there and reminisce on it sometimes. As far as transform goes, when you have a lot of doubles and triples of stuff as well and your collection book's full and you're just really looking to make more efficient use of recycling your heroes, survivors, and defenders, then you go and transform, and we'll make a later video more in depth about that one. Your resources, that's where you go when you want to look at all of the rewards that you've collected from storm missions, and then of course storage is where you put all of your excess from your backpack. Bada bing, bada boom. If you got any questions about the Armory, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Make sure to check us out live on Twitch. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to slide right on over into the skills tab.